So I'm having a chat with Hansel of Shoreline. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure
Thanks for
is
having me on the
all
show.
Pleasure's all mine. The big news is that you've got a new album on the way at the end of February. What can people expect to hear when they get a chance to take a listen?
That's correct. The album was called To Figure Out. I think for those who haven't heard of Shoreline before, I'd say it's a mix of emo, punk, and hardcore, but also like disco pop randomly in there. And we talk like that's basically like the musical side, I'd say. And it's a very political, but also like a very personal record. Yeah, that's just a very quick, just a quick summary of the record, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. And you've released a couple of singles now, your latest one being Soul. Tell us a little bit about that single, first of all.
Soul is a song that I wrote about my experiences as an Asian immigrant or like a kid of Asian immigrants. My parents are from Korea. Um, and it's more about my journey about finding out who I am and more accepting um just how I look, how like what my role was when I was a kid, how other people see me, what stereotypes other people give me, and especially how to overcome that and to like reclaim a lot of those things that were more shameful to me than that I was proud of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, indeed. With the sound that you've created with the singles, with the album, you've obviously got a couple of other albums out there, EPs as well. How does the sound of this record sound in comparison to your previous works?
I know that every band says that about their newest record, every band ever, like always, but this is the best sounding record we've ever done. For real. It would be a shame if that was not the case, but it's the first time working with a different producer, working with a different mixing and mastering engineer. Chris Teddy from Silver Bullet Studios. He mixed it. He's done like the latest like Fiddlehead and Anxious records that were big in the US or like in general. So yeah, I think it's the best sounding record, that's for sure. And it's more, I don't know. The other thing that every band says, I think we just got better as songwriters. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's just everything is just more advanced than it has been before.
Good, good.
Does that
And
make sense?
it does, yeah. And the sound that you've created with this record, do you feel like you now know what Shoreline is as a band, or is there more scope to try new and different things and see if it works for you?
I mean, the record's name is To Figure Out, and I think it's always a journey, and it's always like not finished because I don't know, for the next record, we'd probably do something with guitars and bass and drums and singing and shouting and whatever. But in general, I do think that we found the niche that we want to be in, which would be like emo punk, hardcore, like the new generation of punk bands and the new generation of hardcore bands that are like a slightly different than the bands that we grew up with, like Strike Anywhere or I don't know, hardcore bands just have heart and stuff. I think it's quite different from those, but still, um, like the influence is still there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. And you've been out touring. You've played across Germany a few weeks ago. How was that?
Oh, it was cold, especially that. But it was great. It was with the Iron Roses. That's the new band of Nathan Gray from Boy Sets Fire. We played with Boy Sets Fire before. We played with Nathan before, so it was all easy, all great. But like I said, very cold.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. And you've got more dates coming up. So once we hit the new year, what's the plan for touring and where can people see you?
We'll be on tour with a band called Spanish Love Songs. Also like an emo punk band, way bigger than we are. I don't have to explain people. Yeah, we're gonna support them on their EU leg of the tour. We'll do our own tour, some headliners in April and May, in Germany especially, and we have like a couple more support tours in between that I can't talk about yet. But like
Busy
our
times.
tour schedule is as full as a like we've never been so much on tour, or we'll never be on tour as much as in 2024, I guess. It's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, it is indeed. Are you hoping to make your way over here as well to the UK?
Oh yeah, we're coming. Pretty sure 2024 we'll be there.
Good,
Promise.
good. And are you hoping to go further afield as well? Maybe over to the States as well, and maybe even a hometown show for you back in Seoul.
Oh, I hope to do that. Like we are hoping to play the US next year, but it kind of depends on how timings work out and like supports, et cetera, et cetera. It's not
Mm.
100% in out like in control. Like we could do just a couple of shows, but it would make more sense to like be a support band there. And that's something that we have to, I don't know, figure out yet.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'd like to talk a little bit about the writing side of things as well. So, for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
It's an ever-changing process, really. Like we started it when we wrote the first record, the first EP, the first album. Um, we were just the classical punk band, just four kids in a room with bad PA, way too loud amps, and just trying to figure out writing songs. And that's how we did it for like the first two or three records. Um, and with with COVID and all, we started writing remotely, um, with like DAWs, like just computer programs that would allow us to program drums and stuff. And that's mostly how we do it today. Like the last record was written by mainly Julius, our guitarist, and I got some songs in there, but it was not the case that we were in the room um, with amps turned up and just jamming. That was not like this time it was not that way. But who knows? Like maybe next time we'll do it again that way.
Yeah, great stuff. Hansel, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.